Hi, I'm Kirsten Chick, author of Nutrition Brought to Life, and this podcast is a companion to the book. You can listen as you read Nutrition Brought to Life, or before as a kind of preview, or after you've finished the book as a refresher. Either way, I hope this helps you make some small changes that make a big difference in your life. Hi everyone, Kirsten Chick here. I'm back with another instalment of the podcast accompaniment to my book, Nutrition Brought to Life, namely Chapter 9, the gut-brain-adrenal triangle. We've been talking a fair bit about mindfulness and digestion and the connection between stress and digestion. Chapter 9 extends this concept to look at some more of the links that make your gut, your brain, and your adrenals influence each other so much. Your brain and your gut are connected in a number of ways. One is via a system of nerves called the vagus nerve. This connects your brain and a number of your internal organs, including your stomach and your intestines. It was once thought that this is mainly so that your brain can direct your gut activity, but we now know that most of the conversation is upwards from your digestive tract to your brain. This is one way how changes to the environment in your gut might influence your appetite and even your mood and behavior. The main neurotransmitter used by your vagus nerve is acetylcholine. Activating your vagus nerve actually has a calming effect, not a stimulating effect. So various practitioners will recommend things like singing and gargling, which help to activate the vagus nerve as it passes through your neck. This in turn will help calm and soothe your digestive system, for example. Nutritionally, you need to make sure you have enough nutrients to make acetylcholine. Egg yolks and offal, such as liver, are excellent food sources of choline. If you want a vegan boost of choline, get some lecithin granules from your local health food shop and sprinkle them onto your breakfast. For the acetyl part of acetylcholine, there's a substance in meat called L-acetylcarnitine. You can also make this from the amino acids lysine and methionine, which can be found in fish, spirulina, and other foods. So that's at least part of the nervous system link between your gut and your brain, which can affect both the health of your digestive system and also your mood and behaviour. Your nervous system is, of course, active throughout your body, relaying information and various cues for activity. If your eyes, ears, nose, or sense of touch register something that resembles a threat, like a tiger or a wasp, for example, it's your nerves that send that information to your brain. The hypothalamus in your brain receives that message from your nervous system and responds by sending hormones to your pituitary gland, also in your brain, which then sends hormones to your adrenal glands, which sit on top of your kidneys in your lower back. Your adrenals then send out stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline that trigger all your stress responses. The ones we've been looking at already, like downgrading your digestion, changing the way you think and process information, making your heart beat faster and your muscles tense, and so on. This is called the HPA axis. It's a chain of command of hormonal messages from your hypothalamus to your pituitary to your adrenals, HPA. Your HPA axis has its own day-night rhythm, but this can be exaggerated and messed with if you are or have been stressed. When we talk about stress resilience, we're basically talking about how well your HPA axis recovers and goes back to its normal patterns. So we can see how stress can restrict how well your digestive system works by both nervous system messages straight from your brain and by hormonal messages via your adrenal glands. And we've seen how the state of your gut, for example, how much inflammation is present, can impact how your brain works via your nervous system. Now let's look at how the state of your gut can impact how stressed you feel and also how your brain works via your adrenals. This is where your gut microbes come in. If the bacteria and other microbes in your gut are out of balance, they can directly influence your HPA axis and so your stress resilience. In fact, there's a bundle of evidence pointing to a microbial imbalance early in life being a predisposition to PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder. Essentially, it's harder to resolve and calm down the physical and mental effects of trauma if your gut microbiome is in poor health. Not only that, but your gut microbes also produce neurotransmitters that affect your mood and behavior, such as serotonin, which, among other things, helps you to feel happy, and dopamine, which is connected to feelings of reward. And then there's GABA, which calms you down and reduces anxiety, even acetylcholine, which we were just looking at with the vagus nerve. There's a lot more research that needs to be done in this area, but what's clear is that whether you're looking to work on your gut health, your mental health, or your stress levels, you need to support your gut, your nervous system, and your adrenals, and so work on your whole gut-brain-adrenal axis. In the next chapter, we're going to look at some specific support for your adrenals. Then we're going on a deep dive into your microbiome. For now, though, you can make sure you're singing to and feeding your vagus nerve. And again, I can't stress enough just how important mindful eating is for all of this. So if you haven't listened to them already, go back and check out chapters 6, 7, and 8. Bye for now. Thanks for listening to the Nutrition Brought to Life podcast. There's also a Facebook group you can join called Nutrition Brought to Life Podcast Community, where you can share useful insights and recipes, ask questions, and get more support on your nutrition journey. If you haven't read it yet, there's so much more in the book, Nutrition Brought to Life, as well as all the scientific references and some glorious pictures. And you can find out more about me at kirstenchick.com.